All right, Coach. Not exactly the one you want to look for tonight, but you did end up stealing the second set and kept it close in the third. How do you evaluate this one?
Yeah, I mean, I think if you're hitting over 300, in a set, you're feeling pretty good about yourself. It came down to some defense for sure, but when you lose a player in the middle of the match and have to adapt, that's kind of been our theme this year, is adapting and having to make adjustments. And so I have to be proud of our team for competing the entire time, embracing the changes that we had to make, and then some key ones that we chose to make to put us in a better position within the 5-1 with our middles. And they just fought. We made too many errors behind the service line, again, but we stayed strong and physical. We didn't want our team to back down from that. And they got us in the shot, in ball control game more than they did just swinging away. But there are plenty of bright spots under those circumstances with what we did and how we competed.
So what does it look like with Emily? Obviously taken out after 2 sets. Yeah.
Yep, too early to tell. Yeah, we'll kind of take it one day at a time.
Well, you ended up having Heidi coming up then and taking charge also along with Sasha and Britt, each of them getting in the 30 attack range. How do you kind of look at the attack with them there?
Yeah, I mean, Heidi kind of met her jump count in one match that she gets over 2 to 3 days, in a week's worth of practices. So she stepped up big time because obviously we've had to manage her this entire season. And so, on any given day, we have about 8 to 9 players available, full go, and then other players on jump counts and swing counts and things like that. So it's hard to do a whole lot of 6-on-6, but we were trying to generate as much offense as we could and to distribute that amongst more players in the 6-2, but obviously we were forced into the 5-1 and had to choose. Abby did a great job running the show. I mean, she's a seasoned veteran in that way, especially with all the changes that we had to make. But Heidi and Sasha came up really big for us from an offensive standpoint, yes.
Yeah, Sasha got a career high there with 15 kills. Obviously, you've had offense go through the middle before, but how have you kind of seen Sasha develop offensively?
Well, we've seen Sasha at every position along the net, and we moved her to the right side, and so it's nice for us to be able to have that flexibility to see her on the left side, see her kind of up in the middle in a first ball situation, and then have her positioned in the opposite as a right side and take some big swings. We can obviously get a pin attacker the ball a lot more than we can a middle, and so this is a great position for her and probably where we'll see her in the future, at least at one pin or the other.
What was your message to the team in between the first and second set there? Is that they ended up going on quite a marathon of the second set there?
Yeah, we just weren't fighting. I think we can talk all the X's and O's, but we weren't fighting. We were letting Houston kind of have their way with us, and there just wasn't a competitive bone out there, for a while. And so kind of got on them, and they got on each other, and knew that they demanded more of themselves as much as we did as coaches, and said, "You're better than that. It doesn't matter who's on the floor or not. We just need to go out and compete." So we saw that fire.
20-11 on the attack errors tonight. Of course, you ended up having to use some different stuff offensively. How do you evaluate this this match in terms of developing going forward?
Well, it's been a focus all year. Volleyball is a game of errors, right? And even the best attackers are hitting 4 kills out of 10 is kind of your mark that you're looking for. Anything above that for an outside is a bonus. And it's just about making less than the other team. They're going to make errors. They still made 11. We just made 20. They still had 7 service errors to our 13. We can't double them in errors to give us a chance.
Houston had their way with the side out percentage, or at least in the first and fourth set, 92%, 83% there. When you kind of look at the side out type of thing, how do you kind of develop from that going forward?
Well, you can have, again, going back to X's and O's, you can have the best laid plans, but they were really just playing chess. 1 minute they would hit a strong, with strong contact and then come back with an off-speed shot or vice versa, and just learning the patterns. And we weren't doing a very good job of picking up on those patterns, and just at the same time, that's just learning your opponent. And they were surprising us too much when really they were pretty predictable. So that's on us. Our defense definitely has to pick up and make adjustments faster.
You were able to get Cam Shelton out there on the court a bit today. How'd she look out there?
Well, Cam's been doing a great job in practice. She's been growing, maturing. You never know what to expect from a freshman. Fortunately, she arrived last spring and had a chance to kind of get through a lot of those kinks and really settle in. But we have 4 DSs day in and day out, who we're evaluating on the passing side, we're evaluating on the defensive side. And she's just been steadily creeping up there, lowering her errors and increasing her accuracy. And she had a really good run there where she was really solid in serve receive. And then they kind of got to her a little bit. Again, that's just, you can't make up, time. You just got to go through it and experience that. So was proud of her. She scored us some points behind the service line, had some errors as well, but again, that's part of the learning process.
Yeah, the 2014 squad back tonight, got them up there in the Ring of Honor, along with a bunch of other alums that were here in the building. What was it like to have so many alums back for tonight? So
many goosebumps. They helped build this program, and it was great to see them from so many different eras, so many different head coaches that they had, and so many stories. I already heard them talking before the match. They had a reunion before the match too, and that's really what it's about, is that tradition and those the memories that they created and what made all of this possible. We don't go into a Power 4 conference, without as ready as we did last year, without the foundation that they had laid as a program.
This matchup, five loss streak, obviously not where you want to be right now. What do you think it's going to take for this team to halt that streak?
Well, that's $1 million question. I mean, we're doing obviously everything that we can from from the coaching side, and making sure that we're having the team as prepared as possible, and they know that they have to take care of their bodies, and we're doing everything. Our sports medicine is working overtime and strength and conditioning to keep them as readily available as possible. They're doing everything that we're asking of them. It's just a matter of, there's no easy days. We know what it is. So we're gonna go there and prepare our team to win, and have the best laid plans, and then it comes down to execution.
Yeah, you just mentioned sports medicine. We've seen Ava already have any update on her?
She's making her way back as best she can. Again, there's no exact timeline, but she's progressing every day.
What do you learn?
Last question.
What do you want to take from tonight's match as far as a learning experience as you go forward and host Cincinnati on Wednesday?
Well, again, there were, there's times that we're hitting our axioms offensively. Now we have to learn in key moments how to maybe instead of just take that big swing, how to manage or how to attack an opponent to get the kill. Because you could see that they scored a lot of kills on tips and off-speed shots and things like that are frustrating to a team. And we have the capability of doing that as well, but it's going to come down to defense. We've got to score points behind the service line, or when we're in control of the service game and play defense. We have to play better defense and be ready for that, because Cincinnati has some offense from a lot of different positions. So we got to be better this time.
All right, awesome. Best of luck, Coach.
Thanks.